Good morning, everybody. By the time I get to 5:30 tonight, it'll be working. My name is Deacon Jim. I'm assigned at St. Bernadette in South Central Los Angeles. Prior to that time, I worked in Holy Name of Jesus in Jefferson Park. Jefferson Park might be familiar to you. If you remember, there was a Marine shot in his front yard and killed in a gang slaying a few years back. That's Jefferson Park. It was a block away from the church. You might also remember a story about a young woman being killed by two street racers when they ran a car off the road and flipped it over. Her child survived in a car seat. That woman was also from Holy Name. So it's kind of a rough area. I also serve on the LAPD Clergy Council. I am for South Central. I'm the only white and the only Catholic. And yet my brothers and sisters have taught me a lot about praying. We do a lot of good work like praying at murder scenes and so on and so forth. My church, we are recipients of Together in Mission funds. You have been very generous to us. For instance, and it helps our ministries. It's just not a matter of, we need the money, but it's helped our ministries. For instance, we have a homeless kitchen that serves 5 days a week. We serve almost 300 people with sack lunches and food that we provide. We have security cameras now in a window. Before, our ladies actually stood out at the table. So now they can actually serve from inside where they're safe. And considering that many of them are over 70, that's a good thing. My oldest volunteer is 97 years old. Peggy drives back and forth from Albertsons 3 days a week, bringing all of this food that they give away that's expired so that we can hand it out as well. We're also involved in a ministry called Together in Mission, or not Together in Mission, Get on the Bus. This is Together in Mission. Get on the Bus. Get on the Bus reunites children with their incarcerated parents. We have groups of buses that leave from our parking lot every month, taking children to places like San Quentin, Folsom, Chowchilla. I've personally taken a group of children into death row in San Quentin to visit their dads. And that happens every month. And one of the reasons we can do it is we now have a good parking lot and lighting so that they can leave at 2 o'clock in the morning to make it all the way up to those prisons and back in the same day. And that's all the results of what you do and what you give. We hear today, you are the light of the world. And of course, light is a good thing, right? We can see because of light. It causes osmosis, right? It grows green plants, so we have oxygen. It allows us to see clearly. It's the other one in that reading that's problematic, salt. They're telling us to avoid salt right now, aren't they? Use less salt. It's not good for you. And yet we're the salt of the earth. How does that work? Well, salt's used as a preservative, right? It used to be that when we didn't have refrigeration, we salted our meat to preserve it. People still do that. So it preserves things. It's also healing, though nobody really wants to put salt in a wound, right? And that burns. That's not great. But I ask you, how many of you have ever gone to the Dead Sea and actually gone into it? It is so salty, you can't sink. That salt buoys you up. It lifts you up. And that's what the salt does. That's why they call us the salt of the earth, because we lift people up. I'll share 2 stories. We had 2 young boys, brothers, who came to school at Holy Name. And one day, both of them in separate classes were falling asleep in class. And finally, Ms. Belisle, the principal, heard about it. She brought them in and she said, "What's going on with you 2? You're good students, Were you up watching television last night? What's up?" And the older brother goes, "No. Auntie made us sleep on the floor last night." Now, cue. Auntie